If you're in high school and you applied to your dream school and didn't get accepted, don't worry because you can through community college. Despite the stigma and what people can say about it, community college is such a great choice since not only are you saving tons of money, but you can actually get into your dream school and some of the most highest prestigious schools ever. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about my experience at community college, but I just wanted to be super real today and put you guys on basically everything, the pros and cons, and all the opportunities there is as a transfer student. As of now, I did graduate, so I did get my associates and I went to commencement and check out my vlog. And also near the end, I am going to be giving more tailored advice towards high schoolers, so if that applies to you, stick to the end. Anyways, let's get into the video, and obviously the timestamps are down below in the description. I want to start talking about my experience. Before you guys say, okay Sally, like stop the meat writing. There's no meat writing. Like, who am I meat writing? My college? Okay, first of all, I can talk about my experience for hours upon hours. That's how much I enjoyed it. So if you guys want more videos or something more specific, do let me know. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. But just, okay, this is from Urban, okay, but it's like kind of cute and I just felt like being preppy. Obviously, I love my community college. I had literally the best professors ever. I grew so much as a person too. I took advantage of my community college to grow as a person. Like before starting at community college, I did have relatively good studying skills, whatever. But when I tell you, just everything like took a switch. Like my studying habits, everything. And just my joy for learning. Because, okay, I actually would learn. But like I felt motivated to study. Like I'd literally have my sister and mom constantly tell me like, Sally, all you do is you're in your room studying. But I genuinely enjoyed doing that so much. And the thing is, like growing up, at least with grades and everything, my parents really didn't care about my grades. Or like, I don't want to say they'd forget about me, but I was like the sibling that was kind of like brushed off like that. So when it came to the whole motivation, I don't know why I felt like I had to be motivated through my parents, and I never realized that like, no, I should be the one who wants to get grades for myself. So through high school, I just stopped caring because, you know, if like my parents don't care, why do I care type thing. And then also in high school, my teachers, they were so discouraging because the thing is, teachers are supposed to teach you. My teachers would just sit around on their phones or, okay, I'm the type of person, if my professors or teachers are not trying to teach me, why would I learn? Why do I have to go through all this effort to study, to learn if you don't want to teach me? But you can see that's pretty childish, but when I have such an ambitious and like a professor who really wants to teach me, I get so motivated and I enjoy the class. But no, honestly in high school though, like the discouragement of my own teachers and stuff like that, it honestly just made me have like a lack of faith in myself and my own abilities. But if you're in that environment, it's really like easy to feel that way. But anyways, fast forward to my junior year, because junior year usually in high school, that's when you start talking about college, and everyone was talking about college and I had no idea what I wanted to do. Okay, honestly, high school was so rough. And then now we're talking about like what we're gonna do for our future. I had absolutely no clue. My parents were immigrants, so obviously like something medical related, that's what I was thinking in my head. And my dad, he'd always ask me, what are you gonna do, Sally? Like, what are you gonna do? So one day I just told him like, oh, I'm just gonna do nursing, because I thought like, oh, 4 years, I'll get the bag, I'm good, whatever. I kid you not, it's literally like June 2024. I thank God every day I got rejected from the nursing program. That's why like certain things, rejections happen, because at the time I was like, oh yeah, no, for sure, like nursing, that's what I want to do. So senior year, that's like when you actually apply, whatever, and I didn't get into the nursing program and I felt really lost, I think, because I was like, oh shoot, like did I even want to do nursing? Because I told everyone, oh, if I don't do nursing, I'm actually going to enroll in community college and I'll do nursing through that. And I did not enroll through community college. Instead, I enrolled to this random university just because I really wanted to go to university for whatever reason. Also, my high school had like this stigma. It's really weird, and if you're in a high school that's like that, that really sucks, and I hope they've changed. I feel like now people are a lot more open to community college. But what I ended up doing, actually, I took the semester off since I absolutely hated the university that I enrolled in. So I enrolled in for a very short period of time, and because of that, I can get into more advice in regards to the difference between university and college, since I feel like I can actually speak about that since I did experience a little bit of university as a freshman. Fast forward, I took the semester off, and the thing is, in Europe and like in UK and stuff like that, it's so normal to take gap semesters and gap years, but it's so alien here. Like no one does that. So obviously taking the gap semester was really weird. I'm so glad I did, because it helped me a lot mentally. Also, this is like kind of sidetracked, but if you need to take a semester off, a quarter off, a year off, do it. Like 1000% do it. It will set you up for success. Like just because I took the semester off, it did not drag me down. I literally finished my community college in like less than 2 years. I finished in a year and a semester. So don't like get discouraged or be like, oh, I'm gonna be behind if you take the semester off. Trust me, it will only help you so much. Last January, that's when I actually started to go to my community college. After I had taken that time off, I literally remember this conversation so well, because it was like the night before school and I was with my sister and she asked me like, oh, are you nervous? And I was like, yeah, I'm so nervous because I'm going into the school having no friends, nothing like that. Like, I don't know how the vibes are gonna be. And I was like so scared, which is so funny to look back on because now I don't want anyone to talk to me. Like, I like being alone. But anyways, I'm getting so distracted. Anyways, the semester started and I had to take a calculus course that semester. And in high school, my math was so bad and I genuinely thought it was me. I thought ill of my abilities. I just thought I wasn't that smart and stuff like that. But whatever, I take calc, and the first week of class, like, I tell the professor, by the way, I'm so bad at algebra, I'm so bad at trig. I don't even remember what pre-calc was. He was like, come to my office hours and we'll strengthen your skills with that, like the basics. Even though calculus is like after you learn all the basics, then you take calc. But straight up in my calc 1 class, I learned all the basics as well as calc 1. And my professor, like, I'm not even joking, guys, I literally got C's. Like, in math, I was so bad in high school. And now I'm transferring to this university with a major that's very math heavy and has a lot of math in it because I grew so much with math and I realized, wait, I actually really like math, but just as long as I'm taught that, you know? No, I just think it's so funny how I hated math, but now I genuinely love, like, math and the application of calculus. And even my campus itself, like, I just love sitting on campus and I would do anything. Like, there's sometimes I would just sit on the bench and just like enjoy the birds and enjoy the nature, or just straight up start drawing. But I think what I'm trying to say is I had professors who actually cared. That helped me so much. And this might not be a requirement for you guys, like, you might not care about your professor, but for me personally, I really care about who's teaching me because that helps motivate me, I guess. But to be fair, with community college, I was my main motivator. Like, I would study so much, I wanted to do well and stuff like that, and everything I did was for me. Like, I don't know, I'll get into that a little bit later. Now let's talk about college versus university, and I'm going to mainly talk about, I guess, as a freshman and how it feels. Like I did mention, I was in university as a freshman for a little bit. I still don't understand why there's a stigma. Imagine hating on community college when you're literally saving 2 years of college for free. Imagine hating on community college when your professors actually teach you and care for you and they're not just hired to do research. The thing about university, depending on which university, public universities, those classes are really large. The professors are hired to conduct research at that institution, you know what I mean? Whereas at community college, they're hired to teach the students. I was thinking this because my stats professor, that was the last class I had, he helped me so much before the exam and I easily aced it. And I was like, dang, like, I don't think I'm gonna ever have that experience again. You're gonna mature. Like, if you're a senior, if you're a junior, if you're in high school and you're watching this, you're gonna mature, you're gonna get over it. Because trust me, I enrolled in that university because I was like, oh, I don't want to go to my community college, blah, 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 whatever, all that stupid stuff. Like, honestly, if I could go back in time, I would have smacked myself and told myself, like, enroll. No, I'm glad it didn't happen, though. I needed the time off and everything. But trust me, like, you're not gonna care. Like, honestly, so much stuff in life, you stop caring. I think we just care way too much when we're young, like, way too much. But what I've seen, certain community college students, they're, like, the most ambitious and, like, hustlers I've ever seen. Because the thing is, when you transfer, when you go straight from high school to university, you're still very immature and you're just kind of, like, getting used to everything versus, like, a community college student, they're immediately thinking, okay, I'm trying to transfer, I want to go to, let's say, this institution. I actually have friends who got into, like, schools such as Columbia, and they're actually going to go, which is super exciting for them. So they'll have, like, a plan. They'll be like, okay, I want to get involved with this, I want to do whatever. And that's what I mean. Like, I've met such, like, insanely ambitious students like that. And I'm not saying that if you go straight to university, you're not like that. I'm not at all dissing, but it's just a different type of ambition and, like, hustle with community college students. But another thing is, not everyone goes into community college being like, okay, I want to go to this school, so let me do this. Because it really depends on life experience, what you want to do. Like I said, I took that gap semester and I really thought about what I want to do and where I want to go and what I want to do for myself. And that's when I matured a lot, because everything I've been doing has been for myself. I'm not pleasing my parents by doing something medical related. They know I'm not that type either. I'm very too creative for that. Now let's talk about stuff you probably care a lot more about, and that's the social experience and the environment. Now this, I believe, is why there's a stigma and why people would rather go to university. University, at least my experience, because I even dormed and everything, you get so much freedom. So I was there as a freshman. If you grew up with strict parents or in a strict household and you get that much freedom, it's actually insane. Like, I can't even begin to explain how crazy it was, because I was just hanging out with friends and I was like, wow, like, I can just hang out with you guys for, like, as long as I want. So that freedom is obviously amazing, but that freedom is such a double-edged sword, because at the same time, when I did move out, my mental state was really bad, and I do not suggest anyone moving out of anywhere if your mental state is not okay. I don't know if you've heard this before, but people say obviously you need a lot of money if you're trying to move out. But I think before the money, you need to be healthy mentally. Because honestly, when I was up there, I wanted to, I was so not okay mentally. And given that I was away, I thought it would be such a good time to, so TMI. But anyways, also the dorm experience is not it. Go visit your friends if you're trying to have an experience. Trust me, it's so dumb. Also, I'm kind of blessed in high school. I did experience like the partying, whatever, all that stupid stuff. I'm personally, that's just not my vibes. I'm not dissing anyone who does that. And I met these people. They're like, oh, so like we're gonna go to this party. You trying to come? I'm like, no, because I don't like that. And I asked them once, I'm like, why are you going, by the way? They're like, oh, I've never had this experience before. So what I've noticed, people who want to go to parties and they want to do all that stuff like that, it's because they didn't experience that in high school. And since I experienced that in high school, I had absolutely no desire. I didn't even want to go once or even look at it because I knew how it was. So everyone who did go, they just wanted something. They wanted like, oh, that college experience, whatever. Also, this is kind of sidetracked. If you don't party, you don't drink, you don't smoke, whatever, it's so fine. Don't feel embarrassed. Like I said, you're in college now, so you're own adult, you're responsible for yourself, and you should be around friends who are totally chill with that. Like my friends, they would just be like, oh, okay, like no worries, we'll hang out with you when we come back. So you want to make sure you don't have friends who are peer pressuring you at all. I also feel like peer pressuring is so high school. I mean, I just hung out with really shit people, honestly. Do not feel pressure to do anything, okay? I'm just like, this is complete sidetrack, especially since like as a freshman or anything, you should not be hanging out with lames who make you feel lame for not doing lame stuff. English. But obviously like the social life is there, but also depends on the university you go to, because I'm in California, so some UCs, they're known for being super dead versus there are other UCs here that are very lively, and Cal State, CSUs, all of that are super party, super lively, all of that stuff. If anything, I would take from this, you create your own experience wherever you go. Even if you go to a dead school, or even if you go to such a crazy college-like school, you make your own experience. Like for example, at my community college, I absolutely love the vibe so much. Like that's definitely something I'm gonna miss. When I tell you, I think after 2, like no one's on campus and I'll just be having the time of my life, like chilling, like talking to myself, straight up talking to myself, obviously vlogging a little bit. Like just before I graduated, I actually found this like secret garden like on my campus, and I found this pond. I think that's another stigma, is people like, oh, I don't want to be alone, like I'm gonna be all by myself, I'm just gonna drive from home to community college and back. I never did that. Like, do not do that, by the way. If you're gonna go to community college, at least try to take advantage of it. Try to get involved in student life, if anything. But it is true where it is a lot more dead and it isn't as lively, but there are events. Go to those events because they do student life events. Get involved, talk to your professors, see what you can do if you really want that. But honestly, take advantage of being a loner. Like, it is amazing. As a kid growing up, being a loner absolutely sucked, but now, like, I don't want someone to talk to me, like, ever. Is this maturing or is this just, I don't know, guys. But now we're going to be moving on to more specific pros to community college. I feel like I've kind of been talking about it already, but let's talk about it even more. The first thing is, I live in California, so whatever state you are, please look up community college and what kind of programs there are. If you are in California, there's something called the Promise program. You definitely want to get involved with that. Since I took my gap semester, I wasn't eligible for that. Get your 2 years at community college for free. So imagine you're getting your bachelor's, these 2 years completely free, which it's your GE courses. But not even that, you can take other really fun courses. Like my community college, we have a really cool art department. There's like ceramics. Unfortunately, I couldn't take those, but I did take like art appreciation and music appreciation, which I really enjoyed. But you want to look up which community college is the best for your major. The career center is something you want to take advantage of. Like I took advantage, at least with building up my resume. I had a resume, but I had the generic Google Docs one. Don't do that. If you're trying to get a job, do not do that. Go to your career center, but they also have so many events literally every single day. And if you don't know what major you want to do, go talk to one of the counselors. Like that's literally their job, is to put you on, basically. You need to choose a major that you want to do. Like do not think about money. Because if you tell me, like if I thought about money, I'm like, oh, let me go do CS. I cannot do CS. I don't know how to code or anything. It's all about the intention. If your intention, I want to go and do this major because I know I'm going to make money, you're not going to make money like that. If you go in with a solid major and you know you're super passionate about, no matter what, you're going to be so successful. And that's something I didn't realize until I started community college. Take advantage of professors, obviously very highly educated people, but they also have resources for you. Building a relationship with your professors because they have connections and networks. I guess add them on like LinkedIn. Guys, I hate LinkedIn. I only have my name on it. And depending on what field you're trying to go to, what job, honestly in life, to get anywhere, you low-key need connections. So always be on good terms with your professors too. You never know what they can do for you. Also, I think I mentioned this, maybe I didn't, but the campus, at least uni versus community college, universities are typically a lot bigger. Community colleges are obviously really small, but the class sizes were so nice and small. I was part of the honors program, so certain honors courses, I think max amount of students in an honors class can be 20, and I had some classes with like 10 students. It was so nice. For example, there's like research opportunities, and this is such a good thing. Please take advantage of this if you are going to go to community college. Like, I'm so grateful I got to work on research and present it and all of that stuff, especially as an undergrad, especially like in a community college. Like, it's so cool. If you are in California, there is something called the Bay's Honors Symposium or honors research, something like that. Get involved in that if you're in the honors program. But I'll talk more about like the honors program in a little bit. Don't be shy, by the way. I'm a relatively shy person, but when I'm like in public and when I'm in social environments, I completely forget that. Like, I completely ignore the shyness and I go make connections, I interact with people. Your shyness will rob you of so many beautiful opportunities. So even if you are a shy person, brush it aside. You guys don't understand, so many people at my community college, when I tell them I'm a shy person, they look at me and they laugh. Like, no, you're not, Sally. You're not a shy person. Like, no, guys, like, I am, but I'm not gonna act like that. I'm gonna suck it up and do what I have to do. Now I'm going to be moving on to more advice towards high schoolers and specific stuff you can do to personally excel in community college, at least what I did, and I got into really good universities. Obviously, community college, the range doesn't matter. There was literally an 11-year-old who graduated this year, and then like people who are really, really old, and it's so nice. Like, honestly, I love the oldies there. I think they're like the coolest because they're just chillers. I kind of feel like I talked about this, but in high school, I also didn't realize I was the one in control of my future. I don't know why, like, I just didn't realize that. And I just wanted to make my parents happy or whatever. But also, I feel like in high school, there's such a need to rush. There's no need to rush ever in life. I told you guys, like, I didn't even get behind and I literally took time off. Like, there is never a need to rush ever. So if you're graduating, like I graduated at 17. You're graduating at 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever time you graduate as a senior, you're still a kid. Anyone who's like 17, I'm not that much older, you guys are children. Like, trust me, you're literally kids. Like, do not be rushing. There is no need to rush. So if you're rushing and you go through this whole career and whatever, go through this whole route that was never meant for you, that's wasting time. And that's what you get for rushing. Rather than being like, okay, wait, what am I actually passionate about? Who am I? Like, what do I want to do? And that's literally what I did. Please listen to me. I've been yapping for so long, but if you can just take this from the whole video to truly find yourself and find your passion. Because trust me, when you know this, then you'll truly be happy. And then also in the 2 years, you grow so much. Like, regardless if you're the type of student who's just gonna go straight from home and back, you're still gonna grow. Like, the way I've grown, it's insane. I literally cannot even hold a conversation with the people I went to high school with who went straight to university. But I mean, like, you grow like crazy, and that's like the best experience ever. I think if you are the type of person who's trying to get ahead or whatever, literally community college is where it's at because you grow. You can't get ahead anywhere in life if you're not growing. And then also, don't think of it like, oh, but my friends are going here, my friends are this, blah, 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 my friends. I don't talk to anyone from high school. I don't even talk to people from my community college. Like, obviously I have certain people. As you grow up, you only stay friends with a small amount of people because you're very selective. You know yourself, you know your worth, you know who deserves your energy, and that's about it. But this is more going to be like if you do really want to excel, because I do have friends, like some of my homies, they just straight up, they wouldn't even be on campus, they would just take online classes, and they ended up wherever they did, which is totally valid and fine. But if you do want to go to your dream school, I recommend doing this. I've been talking about the honors program, but what the heck is the honors program? Get involved in the honors program. Respectfully, get involved in the honors program. Trust me, it's not that bad. Before I even talk about the honors program, listen to me again. Honestly, everything, guys, like, I'm putting you on, trust me. But I suggest you take the hardest classes and the hardest professors. I took Calc 2, which, if you that's the hardest calculus, and I took it with the hardest calculus professor. And I also took Writing 2 honors. I was able to do more with research with that class, but I also took it with one of the most, in my opinion, the hardest writing professor ever. And those two professors turned out to be my favorite professors, but I also grew so much as a student. So just keep this in mind, there are no shortcuts in life. If you think there are, you're honestly not doing yourself a favor. Take those hard professors because they are the best. There's stuff called tagging, tap, and transfer to transfer, like honors to honors. Basically, tag, it's for the UCs. Okay, I don't think it's just California, but if you apply to the UCs, you can tag to, I think like UCI, UCR, Santa Barbara, those schools. However, if you're like business admin, for example, because UCI, they don't let you tag, but the honors program allows you to do a transfer to transfer, like honors to honors. And I actually heard this, you need like a 3.7 GPA or above. Now they say 3.8, but no one got into UCI for business admins for transfer students except for honor students. Take advantage of office hours. I mean, yeah, you can do tutoring if you want. My campus actually had a math center, but I just like office hours more because why would I go to a random student who has never taken my professor when I can go to my professor himself who's making the exams, who's making the problems. Also, in general, always ask your professors for help. So when it comes to talking to professors, it's so natural for me because I don't put them on a pedestal. Please talk to your professors. Do not get nervous. Do not get scared. Like I said, if you want to get an A, you have to ace the exams. And they're literally writing the exams for you. And then also, if you don't know what this is, there's something called Rate My Professor. Please use Rate My Professor. However, use it with a grain of salt. I took this bio class. I saw on Rate My Professor, everyone's like, oh, this is like the easiest class of your life. That class, I was fighting for my life. It was like an 8-week course, fighting for my life. So what you want to do is, yeah, look at Rate My Professor, but actually talk to upperclassmen. If you don't have any upperclassmen, you don't know anyone who's going to your community college, this is how you become friends with upperclassmen. Go to a club. I did this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna act like, oh, it was so chill. No, I was so nervous when I first started, especially since I started in spring. So the whole year had already started. Everyone had established friends. And a lot of people were already in clubs, in club positions. And I was just like, whoa, like I'm just jumping into it. But I'd go to clubs like the first time ever and I would just introduce myself. And through that, I actually met really cool upperclassmen. So you want to ask them like, oh, what professor should I take? Like last year, my fall semester, I did not even look at Rate My Professor at all because I had talked to people, oh, like, what do you think of these professors? And they told me who to take. Talking more about specific programs, I don't know if it's called this at my campus. It's called the DSPS, which is, oh, okay, it stands for Disability Support Programs for Students. I had no idea because back in high school, my mom was like, oh, you're dyslexic. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe, I don't know. But she was like, no, like straight up go get tested. Well, I tried to get tested, but they brushed me off since my grades were relatively high and relatively good. However, when I went to community college, I was very hesitant. When I gave the form, the person who tested me, she told me like after the results on epi, like, by the way, I can tell from your handwriting you have a learning disorder. Okay, well, she left me gagged, but I think it's unfair that I have to put in so much effort just to try to get the same grades as my peers who like close their eyes and take exams. So if you think you may be dyslexic or you might have a learning disorder, like anything when it comes to school that you find a bit hard, even if it's like retaining information or anything, definitely get tested because it's only to your benefit. So many other programs, there's like for first gen, like there's a Puente program, which is so many different programs. I'm honestly only talking about the stuff I really got involved in. I didn't talk about student life just because I don't really want to talk about it. Get involved in student life, I guess. Not gonna lie, I'm glad I joined student government because I just was in such random events. Like, I went to this really fancy dinner once. They like rented out a car museum. That was like a 10 out of 10 experience. I completely forgot to talk about this, but I feel like it kind of is self-explanatory. So is a lot of the stuff I said, but obviously you need to talk to your advisors because they're gonna help you with setting up what classes you have to take and all the major requirements. In order to transfer, typically you transfer in as a junior. You have major required courses that you have to take, so always keep in contact with your counselor. And if guys, I've been talking so much, I don't even know what I've said so far, but if you didn't get into your dream school, it's not that deep. It's not the end of the world. You have another chance. Trust me, you're not missing out. If anything, your peers are missing out because just the skills that you make at community college, it's insane. But once again, it's the skills I decided to make. I decided to put myself out there. I decided to do all of this stuff. If that's not your vibes, I mean, it's not your vibes, you know? Everyone has a different journey. Everyone has a different route, and depending on what you want to do, it's honestly up to you. Your journey is going to be different, and I think that's what's so beautiful. Like, everyone has a different experience. Like, you can be sitting next to veterans, you can be sitting next to parents, you can be sitting next to people who they already have a degree but they want to change it. Because when you look around, it's just all the different types of people, and I recommend it to anyone. Like, don't ever feel bad. My neighbor, actually, her daughter's in community college right now, and she had like amazing grades, like all A's, all the AP classes ever she took, and she didn't get into the school she wanted to get into. And her mom was like, oh, I can't believe that, all of that stuff. And I kept trying to reassure them. I was like, no, like, trust me, she made the right choice. Like, now she can actually get into a really good school. And I think it was like kind of unfair that the mom was kind of like not bashing her daughter, but she was just, there's such a stigma. But like, don't let anyone let you think otherwise. Don't let them make you feel bad for going to community college. But like, are you gonna feel bad? Your pockets are full. I think at the end of the day, it's all about intention. If your intention after high school is like, oh, I want to move, I want to get out of here, whatever, just make sure you're like mentally okay. Honestly, guys, take everything you want with a grain of salt. This is just my experience. If you went to community college, please do let me know how your experience was. Did you just straight up get a certificate, or did you actually get an associate's? Did you go to commencement? I don't know. I hope if you did go to community college, you enjoyed it as much as I did. I hope this helped. Like I said, please let me know down in the comments if you want more specific advice. If you're in high school, if you're like scared or whatever, like just any questions, like guys, like pretend I'm your counselor. This is probably gonna be the last time I ever talk about community college. Like I want to get this all off my chest. If you guys do want more videos about community college, like anything more specific, I'm so down to do more. Like I said, I had such a good experience, so I'm down to talk about this even more. No, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I really hope you enjoy this video. Let me know down below. But yeah, bye.